What if I told you that the future of electricity is not about producing more power, but about how we move it and control it? Every blackout you've ever seen, every debate about renewable energy, every promise of a green future, they all come down to one question: how should power grids be designed in the 21st century? Today, two ideas dominate this discussion: super grids and microgrids. Some people say super grids will save the world. Others say microgrids are the real solution. So, who's right? Let's break it down. Clearly, honestly, and without hype. Before we talk about super grids or microgrids, we need to understand why the old grid is failing us. Traditional power grids were designed for a simple world. Power plants in one location, electricity flowing one direction, consumers just consuming. But today, solar panels generate power at noon, wind farms peak at night, electric vehicles charge unpredictably, data centers consume massive loads. The grid was never designed for this level of complexity. So engineers asked two very different questions. What if we connect everything together on a massive scale? What if we localize power and reduce dependence on the main grid? And that's where supergrids and microgrids were born. Let's start with supergrids. A supergrid is a large-scale, often international electricity network designed to move huge amounts of power over very long distances. The key technology behind supergrids is high voltage direct current, HVDC. Why HVDC? Because when you transmit power over hundreds or thousands of kilometers, AC losses become too high, synchronization becomes unstable. HVDC solves both problems. Imagine this: solar power from North Africa, wind energy from the North Sea, hydropower from Scandinavia, all connected, all shared, all balanced. If one region has excess energy, another region uses it. That's the supergrid vision. Supergrids are about scale. They enable massive renewable integration, energy trading between countries, reduced curtailment of green energy. Instead of wasting renewable power, you move it where it's needed. But there's a catch. Supergrids are not just engineering projects. They are political, economic, strategic. When countries share electricity, they also share risk, trust, and dependency. And that's where things get complicated. Let's be honest. Supergrids are powerful, but they are fragile in different ways. Cybersecurity risks. The more connected a grid is, the larger its attack surface. A failure in one part of a supergrid can cascade across borders. This turns electricity into a national security issue, a cyber warfare target. Political dependency. If one country controls a critical transmission corridor, it gains strategic leverage. Energy stops being just energy. It becomes geopolitics. Cost and complexity. Supergrids take decades to build, require international coordination, demand massive investment. They are long-term bets. So the question becomes, is there a more flexible alternative? Now let's zoom in, way in. A microgrid is a localized power system that can operate with the main grid or completely independently. Microgrids are designed for resilience, flexibility, and local control. A microgrid usually includes solar panels or wind turbines, battery storage systems, smart inverters, energy management systems, and most importantly, intelligent control. Microgrids don't just produce power. They think. Let's say a storm hits, the main grid collapses, but the hospital, the data center, the military base, they stay online. That's the power of microgrids. Microgrids shift the mindset from the grid must never fail to if it fails, we survive anyway. That's a huge philosophical shift. But microgrids are not perfect either. Key limitations: limited generation capacity, high battery costs, complex control coordination, not ideal for large-scale energy transport. A microgrid cannot replace continental energy sharing, massive renewable farms. It solves the local problems, not global ones. So, which one wins? Here's the truth. This is a false competition. The future grid is layered. Supergrids move power across regions. Microgrids protect communities. Smart grids connect everything intelligently. Think of it like the internet, backbone networks, local networks, end users. Electricity is following the same evolution. The future of electricity is not centralized. And it's not decentralized, it's intelligently coordinated. Super grids give us scale, efficiency, global renewable integration. Microgrids give us resilience, security, local control. Together, they form the grid of the future. If you found this video useful, like, subscribe, and share it with someone interested in energy or technology. And if you want deeper videos on HVDC systems, cybersecurity and power grids, smart grid control strategies, let me know in the comments. Because the future of energy is not just about power, it's about intelligence. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay curious.